and absolute disbelief for anybody, because such is life. We may make a lot of plans, but then when death comes knocking, it can just put all those plans in abeyance and just take a loved one away. From a family perspective, they're all very, very shocked because this has happened in Baramati. He was going to Baramati to try and address a few rallies ahead of campaigning, ahead of the Baramati civic body polls. Baramati is the bastion of the Pawar family, and this is where they have learned their work in terms of political and public life. And for nearly more than 4 decades, Ajit Dada Pawar has been active while working and learning under the shadows and the able guidance of Sharad Pawar. The octogenarian must be shocked today. One can only think what Mr. Sharad Pawar must be going through. He has battled so many adversities politically, personally, and he has fought through them and emerged. But condolences to the Pawar family, and as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Nitin Gadkari have already said, everybody is only praying that they are accorded the strength to deal with such a tragedy as that has transpired. An air crash that has taken away Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, fondly known as Ajit Dada Pawar. Arunima now with us. Arunima, the DGCA is now going to get into the details, but according to an eyewitness version, they're saying that the aircraft, as it descended, it seemed it would crash, and it did crash. It then exploded. There was a massive explosion, and after that we rushed there and saw that the aircraft was on fire. There were 4 or 5 explosions in the aircraft again. More people came here and tried to pull the people out of the aircraft, but since it was a huge fire, people could not help. Ajit Pawar was on board, and this is really painful for us. I can't describe it in words. This is one of the eyewitness version, and the pictures also say the same. It was approaching, it was making an approach to the landing strip. So what went wrong and where is going to be very, very critical, and people will need these answers.
Yesterday, when the plane was about to land, eyewitnesses who are not technically proficient to their naked eye also, the plane seemed unstable. Eyewitnesses say that it looked to us that the plane would crash, and it did crash land. What really went wrong, we do not know. Was this an engine related issue, any technical failure, or as some sources are indicating, was it anything to do with the conditions in which the plane was landing? All of that will have to be investigated. But the eyewitness account, if there are any videos, none have surfaced so far, but if there are any visual evidence at the time of landing, that could help the investigators as well. And like Anvit said, the normal standard operating procedure will be followed. The black box, the flight data recorder, the engine, the placement of the wings, and the tail end of the plane has survived. So there could be some evidence there as well when technical investigation is carried out. But this is extremely unfortunate. It looks like that the pilot was not in control of the aircraft, and he could not really steer it towards the runway. Right at the start of the runway, the flight crashed, and in minutes it was on fire. Eyewitness account also seems to be suggesting that there were multiple explosions, at least 4 to 5 explosions after the crash landing, giving no chance if there was even anyone injured, anyone who had survived the crash. The fire ensured that there was no chance of them being pulled out of the wreckage.
Yes, and this was the approach for this airstrip, and many people say that there had been repeated requests to try and lengthen the the length of this entire airstrip and also give it a certain more amount of permanency and a more solid structure than the way it had been currently designed. And these requests had also come from Ajit Pawar himself. We have one of the eyewitness reactions. Let's listen into what this eyewitness had to say.
ये हमने देखा कि एरोप्लेन जब नीचे आया था ऐसा लग रहा था उसका क्रैश हो जाएगा ऐसा हम सोच रहे थे, तभी क्रैश हो गया। हम देखे कि हमें लगा नहीं क्रैश हो गया है, लेकिन एयर ट्रैप पे उतरेगा ऐसा लगा, उतर रहा है, लेकिन क्रैश हुआ और उसके बाद स्फोट हो गया उसका ज़बरदस्त। स्फोट होने के बाद वो हम देखने आए, पहले देखा तो उसको आग लगी थी पूरे प्लेन को, और उसके बाद 4-5 स्फोट हो गया विमान में उसका, और उसके बाद बहुत लोग आ गए और उसने निकालने की कोशिश की, लेकिन बड़ी आग लगी, उसके कारण कोई मदद नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन सब आ गए। तब बाद में उसमें अजीत दादा था। ये हमारे लिए बहुत शौक की बात में है कि हमें बता नहीं सकते हम बात में ऐसा, लेकिन हमने देखा है कि पायलट ने भी ट्राई किया होगा कि लैंडिंग करने का, लेकिन लैंडिंग हुआ नहीं है। ये बहुत शोक वाली घटना है।
So the eyewitness there saying that they were watching the aircraft and they could see that there was something wrong. It may crash. The aircraft attempted to land but then crashed just ahead of the airstrip. There were multiple explosions. They tried to rush towards the crash and the debris to try and rescue people. They were aware that Ajit Dada Pawar was part of that in that flight. But they just could not do anything because there were multiple explosions and the extent of the fire was such, the blaze was such because of the crash that they just could not help and save anybody or rescue anybody. And they're all very, very, very shocked. A lot of shock, angst, despair, dismay among the supporters of Ajit Pawar and also across the political fraternity. The Pawar family has just is en route to Baramati. Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule, her husband Sadanand Sule, Mrs. Sharad Pawar, they are all travelling and rushing to Baramati. Parth Pawar, Rohit Pawar, they will all also be making their way. The entire Pawar family will head to Baramati. Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, has also expressed condolences. He said, and he's posted on X, the news of the tragic demise of Shri Ajit Pawar in a plane crash is deeply shocking and profoundly distressing. It is an untimely loss of a leader who had a long and promising political career ahead. No words can adequately express the immense grief that the bereaved family must be enduring during this difficult hour. I extend my deepest condolences to the entire Pawar family, his supporters and well-wishers. Having served the people of Maharashtra in various constitutional capacities, Shri Ajit Pawar shall be remembered as a seasoned politician who discharged his responsibilities towards his people with sincerity and astuteness. May his soul rest in peace. Mallikarjun Kharge. Ajit Pawar entered politics and public life in 1982 and then was elected to the Lok Sabha as early as 1991. Nearly 4 decades in public life for Ajit Pawar. Lalu Prasad Yadav has also taken to X to post his condolences. बारामती प्लेन हादसे में महाराष्ट्र के डिप्टी सीएम श्री अजीत पवार जी के निधन का अत्यंत दुखद समाचार प्राप्त हुआ। ईश्वर उनकी आत्मा को शांति प्रदान करे तथा परिजनों और समर्थकों को इस अपूर्णीय क्षति को सहने की क्षमता प्रदान करे। हादसे की उच्च स्तरीय जांच होनी चाहिए। विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि। That's what Lalu Yadav has tweeted and posted. There is also a message that has come across from Ram Mohan Naidu. The Civil Aviation Minister Vinod Tavade has also tweeted. Ram Mohan Naidu coming out and saying, deeply saddened by the tragic passing of Shri Ajit Pawar in the plane crash in Baramati earlier today. My sincere condolences to his family, loved ones and all those affected by this loss. May his contributions to public life be remembered and may the bereaved find strength in this difficult time. There is also a message that has come in from Vinod Tavade of the BJP. बारामती की मिट्टी से उठा एक तूफान आज उसी मिट्टी में शांत हो गया। माननीय अजीत दादा के दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण निधन की खबर से आज पूरा महाराष्ट्र स्तब्ध और शोकमग्न है। मेरे साथ ही हर प्रदेशवासी का इस पर विश्वास कर पाना बहुत मुश्किल है। राजनीति में स्पष्ट और बेबाक, जनता के प्रिय और अपने शब्दों पर अडिग रहने वाले जननेता आज हमें छोड़कर चले गए। अलविदा अजीत दादा. This is Vinod Tavade. Viewers, one must understand that Maharashtra politics, despite being fiercely contested, there has always been a certain level of amiability and perhaps how we would say polite behavior among politicians outside of the active political stage. They would be great friends, have a cup of tea, have conversations and perhaps even discuss politics. So what they would take their plan politically and how they would behave personally, there was always a certain decorum that was maintained. And just like Shri Nitin Gadkari said, there were always great personal equations and relations despite what level or line of politics one would follow. And this was established even by the likes of Sharad Pawar and Balasaheb Thackeray. At that time, they were great friends, they would communicate personally, but politically they were fierce opponents and rivals. And that's why this sentiment is coming across political party lines from Maharashtra leaders, because they all respect like and know each other personally. Let's go across to Yesha Kotak. Yesha is on her way to Baramati. Baramati must be shocked. This was the bastion, and like Vinod Tavde said, he came from here, from Baramati, and rose to the Maharashtra and national spectrum.